all I said to the helicopter pilots, you're pretty crazy for coming in and getting us like you do come in and get us, and said, you're pretty crazy for doing what the hell you do. So.
Were the pilots considered part of the Lurks, or no?
They were assigned to different companies, and there was two of the companies that I don't know them by heart, and they would rotate every 3 months working for us.
Okay.
And other times they would be in certain doing other operational jobs. But we had actually, with regard to the unit, it was inserting us or putting our teams in, we would have always have 4 UAV helicopters, 3 for a certain team and 1 for communication, command and control and communication. And we always had 2 Cobra gunships assigned to us, helicopter Cobra gunships. And those were used when we got in heavy contact. They would come in and fire and circle right around it. They would keep coming in. So in fact, they would come in so close that we would get hit by ricochet rounds. And I mean, that's what we had to accept that, because the enemy were right. We were up, when you think about it, we were up very, very close. It was close and personal when you think about it. And it was quite an experience for me.
What was the toughest memory?
The toughest? Oh, I probably don't want to put that on video. But one thing I will say, I hope Sergeant Carter's family doesn't get mad at me, but Sergeant Carter, I was only with Sergeant Carter that one mission, and then he went to second platoon because they were trying to equalize staff sergeants and buck sergeants. We were trying to keep a kind of a consistent number of NCOs in each platoon, and we had 4 platoons, and so Sergeant Carter, and I didn't know this till 20 years later, when I had my first contact with him, but we lost him 2 months after I left Vietnam. And at that time, a small corps of us had been reassigned to a P Company, the 75th Ranger Regiment, and we were sent to the DMZ. And we worked with the 5th Mechanized Unit and the 3rd Marine Division up there, collecting intel for them, working for both of them in DMZ, which is the DMZ, demilitarized zone, not. But anyhow, Sergeant Carter lost his life there. And I didn't know that for 20 years, because I didn't have any contact with anybody for 20 years. And it was Dave Barfield that put a reunion together in Nashville, Tennessee, and I got a phone call one day at work, and he had my address, and he had called my wife first, and she gave me my work number. He called me and he said, "Hey, Dave Barfield." And I said, "Yeah," because it didn't ring a bell with me. He said, "Dave Barfield, Pico." I said, "Oh my God." He said, "Yeah." He said, "I'm having a reunion in Nashville." This was in 1989. And he said, "Would you come?" I said, "Hell yeah, I'll be there." So we had a corps of us that went up actually to the DMZ, and we had our first P Company reunion actually then in 1989.
Wow.
And that was kind of nice to see that core group of us. And that's when I found out about Sergeant Carter. And in fact, because Sergeant Carter was our first KIA and P Company, they named the camp. They moved the camp farther west, and they named the Camp Carter. And P Company did so in his memory. So I wanted to get that in there. So, but that was pretty. That was my first mission that I was on. That was the only time I was ever in the field with Sergeant Carter. But when F Company was originally F Company 51st Infantry Long Range Patrol was first, when we were first formed, the way it was formed, there was going to be five platoons. Four of the platoons would be the actual teams, and each platoon consisted of 17. So we had to have 28 teams is what we were authorized to have, and that's a lot. but also because of our being assigned a second field force, we're also given exceptional support. We had, the Huey helicopters, the Cobra gunships. We had a LOC, which was a fixed-wing aircraft, which helped us for positioning in the daytime, and then we had fire bases for artillery, and we also had aircraft support for gun run, for bombing raids if we needed. So we were able to relay this information and our headquarters would determine what we needed. So we would tell them what we thought we needed, and if we thought we needed an airstrike, we got it. If we told them we needed artillery, we got it. If we told them we just needed gunships or in heavy contact, whatever, we got it. They were pretty reactive. Not all work units in the company or in the country I'm just reading over the years, didn't have that good of support. What I consider was pretty good support considering what the other units had. And our primary goal was to have, of the 28 teams, the second field force wanted us to have 10 to 14 teams in the field at all time. And our job we'd be lent out to other companies like 199th Light Infantry Brigade on the 25th Infantry, and we would pull missions in their area, but we would be sent out further in the peripheral area and do saturation patrols. That's kind of what it was designed for. So we were assigned a second field force, but we were lent out to other units. And some of these units had their own work, their long range patrol, recon forces, whatever. And so that was our goal. That was what we did. And most people don't understand. The general public doesn't know what alert is, or now it's alert ranger. So, and as we evolved from, it used to be long range reconnaissance patrol, and then they abbreviated it a little bit, long range recon patrol, and then they just went long range patrol. They kept reconnaissance was too big, shortened it down, and just get rid of it altogether. Because they're doing a little bit of everything, not only recon, but commando. And then as the years have evolved, now it's called long range surveillance. And the long range surveillance units, whatever, because they're better trained, better equipped, and they're more techy than what we were, because they have more, resources available, but we didn't have 50 years ago.
Right.
So it's, quite a change. And we have an association right here. Some of the guys that were in 2014, I think it was 47 or 49 of the guys that are in the service, whatever, alert, long range patrollers, got together and decided to form this association. So their first group gathering in Branson, Missouri, was in 2015. And that's when I joined this group. So this is an organization and you have to be on either long range patrol, long range recon patrol, or long range surveillance to be in it. You have to have papers that show it. You can't belong. Period. That's it. You got. And remember. So and every year they have a reunion in Branson, Missouri. One this June in Branson also. It's a good way for us old timers to meet up with the kids, the youngsters, and it's quite interesting. In fact, I'm hoping that I can make it June this year. Yeah, that's my goal, to be there. Because in 2019, our company decided we're going to have our company reunion in Branson, Missouri, same time that this association, Long Range Association, is going to be having their get together also. So, looking forward to that.
Nice.
Looking forward to that.
Yeah.
Dick, how many, when you would do a mission, you go in for what, 5-6
Well,
days? And then how much time would you get off?
You was kind of hoping it would try to get you from 4 to 5 days, but that didn't always work because there was always a need, and especially there was always a shortage of personnel. That's why a lot of times the teams are set up to have 7 teams in each unit or each platoon with 6 people. Not all the time, most of the time you were going to the field with 5. We would try to really limit it, not going with 4. You needed 5. 5 5 was really, 6 was great. 5 was still a really good working unit. Any more than that, it would have been really, really hard to be as stealthy as what we, because they said, well, maybe you should have 8. No, you wouldn't. You had to be a very small unit, and the smaller the better, and still be able to. And the reason that we were so heavily armed is when we made contact, regardless if we only seen maybe 1 or 2, large forces were always very close. So we had to convince who we made contact with, if they happened to escape, that we were a very large force.
That you were bigger than what
big force. That's why we carried the M60 machine gun.
Right.
That baby was this thing and make them think that, oh shit, we had a platoon or maybe a company. So yeah, they were diddy bopping to go tell, hey, yeah, we
made a lot of noise.
Yeah, and so it would not be the team mission usually would be set up for 5 or 6 days, and that's why you had to carry water and food in your backpack for 5 or 6 days, which in the water's heavy, and that's the most precious thing.
Right.
And we carried what was called an alert ration. Now, alert ration is a dry food. Well, let's put it this way: it's dry, freeze-dried stuff, rumored to be food. Okay. So and you open the pipe up in water and let it go up,
swell up,
and then you would eat it. And it gave great names. You had chili con carne, you had chicken and rice, beef and rice.
What did you guys call it?
You don't want to know. But what everybody did to make it, a little more flavorful, is that either carried a bottle of hot sauce, it could be Tabasco or something else, or Heinz 57 sauce. Now I carried Heinz 57 sauce. Now wait a minute, I'm just north of Pittsburgh, so I got to carry Heinz 57 sauce and put in mine. So you put it in and then eat it. If you were unfortunate enough that you may have to eat it for 7 days, you might need a couple gallons of prune juice to get things moving again. It would just,
It'll suck up all the water.
Oh, yeah. But you really, I only ever ate one a day. I don't know if most of the guys ate one, because your water was the most precious thing. You could go a long time without food, but you can't with water. And most of the water over there in Vietnam, if you ran out of water, and you had iron, what we call a little tablet to purify it. Regardless, you put it in, and it may be purified, but it's still brown and it's still lumpy.
How many days would you get off?
About 5, 3 to 5.
Okay, so about almost the same.
Just about. They were trying to keep you as much in as off. But then when you were in the rear, there was also things that they would have you do in the rear. You pull gate guard, TOC guard, and because of what we did, we were stationed at Moyer Air Base, right beside the air base in the 101st compound. But the MACV 2nd Field's headquarters was in Long Bend. So we always had VIPs and dignitaries come into our company area. So they had to sign in at the gate, and then they had to sign in to go in what was called our TOC, where everything, if you got in there, then you could see everything. You could see the maps, where all the teams were and stuff like that. So we always had generals, we always had high-ranking politicians come in to visit us. And then I know one case there, I was in the company area, and first sergeant come up and said, go get ready for a field and go on a mission. I said, just got back, and he said, no. He said, no, just get ready and look like you're going on a mission. Okay, I put on my war paint, the whole bit, got my 9-yard gun. We just put a bunch of stuff in my backpack, make it look like it. But I still had put the grenades and all that stuff go down there. Got us all, we're from different platoons, marked us all down and presented a team for these generals. They said, okay, this is a 6-man team. This is what they look like. This is how they go to the field. This is the armament and all that stuff. So we, kind of did a little show for the VIPs. And I got a nice little letter from the general thanking me for there. And he said that was the highlight of his tour. And I thought, I don't know if it was the highlight of his tour, but yeah, the letter was nice to acknowledge that he appreciated us. you know, showing what a team looked like that went to the
Sure.
field. It was kind of fun, but it was also amazing that you had all of these generals come that would visit us, and Abrams was there many a times, and I'm sure that General Whelan was there because we worked for him. He was our direct big boss, and it was pretty, you know. And I was at a Spec 4, and I'm signing in generals, you know, either at the top gate, at the gate, or in the TOC, you know. Geez,